Tonight on 3 News, our cameras reach cyclone-hit Tikopia and find survivors urgently needing help.
To get back to normal will take about 2 to 3 years.
This is 3 News with Carolyn Robinson and Hamish Mackay.
Kia ora, good evening. A miraculous tale of survival has emerged from the cyclone-ravaged island of Tikopia in the Solomons. 3 News cameraman Geoff Mackley has landed on the island and found that locals escaped the ferocious storm by hiding in caves. Mackley made the hazardous journey from Espirito Santo in Vanuatu in a chartered helicopter loaded with fuel for the trip and food for the 1,300 residents of Tikopia.
A Pacific paradise stripped and shredded of all vegetation. This is what remains of a village swept away by Cyclone Zoe. 3 News cameraman Geoff Mackley filmed the devastation. He's the first person to land on the island since the cyclone struck. He was met by the survivors whose houses were smashed by the wind and towering waves.
Most of the big waves damage down at night, but I suspect it's up to 10 meters, about 10 meters high above the houses.
So 10-metre high waves swept over all the houses?
That's right. Most of the houses been swept by the 10 meters, the height of the waves.
Mackley flew to Tikopia in a helicopter after flying over the island in a Cessna 3 days ago. Today he took with him 200 kilograms of noodles, enough food to last the islanders until the first boats arrive.
Right now we are depending on green coconuts and other food crops that we find left over from the cyclone. So we collected and we are still living on it right now. We expect some assistance from the government or people like yourself.
The islanders had sheltered from the cyclone behind high cliffs. Mackley says he thought he'd see hundreds dead. Instead, they came out to meet him.
It's been 5 days since Cyclone Zoe pounded Tikopia Island for 12 hours with 350 km/h winds, pretty much levelling every building, but miraculously every single person on this island survived. But they're now desperately short of food and water, and aid is desperately needed.
The Tikopians have criticised Australian officials who overflew their island yesterday and suggested life had returned to normal there. The islanders were dismayed the Australian plane hadn't dropped food and water. They say it'll take years for them to grow their crops again.
The problem with the food now, if we're going to start replanting food crops, short-term crops like potatoes and cassava, there are some varieties that may take 3 months, but most of the other crops will take, to get back to normal, will take about 2 to 3 years.
A patrol boat from Honiara is due to reach Tikopia tomorrow with medics and emergency supplies. But while the Tikopians celebrate being alive, there's still silence from the islands of Anuta and Motolava that were also hammered by Cyclone Zoe a week ago. Bob McNeil, 3 News.